Just 3 years ago, Paul DeYoung tied the then single-season record for home runs in the Northwoods League while a member of the Wisconsin Woodchucks. Now, DeYoung is in the majors with the St. Louis Cardinals. I had the chance to catch up with him at Miller Park to discuss his fast track to the show. Paul, you were in the Northwoods League just 3 years ago in 2014 with the Wisconsin Woodchucks. Now you're playing in the majors, making your debut this year. Talk about the fast track you've had going from summer collegiate all the way to the pros.
Well, it started in the Northwoods League. I just treated it like a minor league season, really played like 70 games for a Wausau team and, just try to learn everything I can at each level and take these valuable experiences and try to, close that experience gap as much as I can, and made it up here pretty quickly since the Northwoods League, but, just enjoying every day up here.
And then with coming up after the Northwoods League, it's talked about a lot how the schedule very much mimics a minor league season. Could you kind of compare the Northwoods League travel and schedule and events to playing in the minors?
Yeah, I would say everything's just a little bit shorter. You only go on a couple, maybe 4-day road trip or something. In minors, you might go for a week or 10 days. But, bus trips and playing every day, 6 days a week or maybe even more. I mean, all that stuff's kind of the same. So guys that are in the Northwoods League, I feel like if they want to play pro ball, they really have to treat the Northwoods League like a minor league season.
And then when you were in the Northwoods League with Wausau, a couple of years ago, you set and tied the home run record with 20, had 2 in the Major League Dream Showcase, so we'll say you got 22. Zach Zuby of the Rochester Honkers is 19 as we speak. He could potentially break your record. What are your thoughts on just having that record and then maybe seeing it broken?
Oh, it was fun while it lasted. I broke somebody's record, so I anticipated somebody eventually breaking mine. But, just to hit that many home runs in that league, I mean, Zach must be a pretty good hitter, especially with the wood bat. So, I hope to see him in pro ball sometime. But, setting records at each level is always something fun to do. So, it's nice to look back at it. But, I'm focused in on today.
And then with just making your debut this season, we're talking a little bit about it off camera, but again, just what was that experience like initially getting called up to the majors and showing up for your first big league debut?
Yeah, it's just a dream come true, really, to, all the work I've been putting in, all the games I've played in the minor leagues and summer ball and stuff like that, all the way back to when I was 5 years old. So just to think back on all those games and all those experiences and make it up here, it's just a dream come true. And I'm just loving every day of it. It feels like my season's completely slowed down since I got up here, but, just taking it day by day and loving it.
The experience players receive in the Northwoods League not only helps improve their skills, but creates connections that last a lifetime. Such is the case with current Milwaukee Brewer and former Wilmer Stinger Jacob Barnes. Sam Bennett had the chance to talk with him at Miller Park about his Northwoods League experience. Justin Drews here with David VR of the Lacrosse Loggers. First of all, David, you've had a really nice season thus far. You were on the All-Star team. Coming up here in the next couple of weeks, we'll have the Major League Dream Showcase. How are you feeling about your performance thus far, being able to play on those two teams?
It's been an honor to be recognized by the league. It's definitely been a lot of fun. The league's been great. I love playing baseball, and I'm just having fun with it.
And then in terms of this schedule, it's grueling. It's not like your typical college schedule where you're playing maybe 3 or 4 games a week. You're playing every day, maybe 6 or 7 games a week. Just talk a little bit about the Northwoods League experience and kind of how that's prepping you for the future.
It's been a grind. Definitely playing a lot of games. This has been our toughest week so far. We've had 5 games in 3 days, so it's preparing me for the minor league level, especially that draft year is coming up. So it's been nothing short of amazing.
And then with the success and the exposure that you've been getting, how do you feel that the Northwoods League kind of allows you to elevate not only your game by getting better, but being able to be seen by scouts?
Definitely. Scouts come out to the games. They come early to watch BP. It's been a lot of exposure here. The All-Star game's been great. I'm looking forward to the Dream Showcase, and it's been a great experience.
And then with the Northwoods League, obviously you play at South Florida, totally different part of the country. Play in the American Athletic Conference. A lot of these guys are from the Big Ten and other conferences like that, so guys you typically don't see. Could you talk a little bit about the different competition that you've been seeing this season?
It's all good competition. It's just definitely different pitching, different styles of pitching, different hitters, because it's more West Coast guys than actually East Coast guys, but it's definitely been great competition, and it's all been good.
And then one more thing that we kind of see, you kind of have this little bit of a subtle swagger when you play. You see it on the bare hand plays coming up the third baseline. You see it when you hit a home run, a subtle little bat drop, that sort of thing. Could you talk a little bit about kind of your attitude and when you play baseball?
The biggest thing is to just have fun with it. I kind of play with a chip on my shoulder, but definitely just the bat flips are nothing intentional. It's just me being excited about playing the game.
Welcome back to Northwoods League Now. Each year, scores of Northwoods League alumni are drafted by Major League ball clubs. Star of last year's championship team, Rob Calabrese, also known as Robbie Big Fly, is one such draftee. We had an opportunity to speak with him by phone last week about his experience. All right, Rob, thank you for joining us. First of all, we know you're a really busy guy, but we appreciate you taking the time to call us. First of all, the first thing we want to ask you is, how did you find out about the Northwoods League?
I have a friend from, he's actually from Brooklyn. His name's Frank Noto, and I'm actually from Staten Island, New York. And I've known him my whole life, and he was a coach for one of the Northwoods teams.
All right, Rob, one fun thing we kind of wanted to ask you about. You have the nickname Robbie Big Fly that was coined for you last season. One of my favorite nicknames I've ever heard. What's the backstory on the nickname Robbie Big Fly?
The nickname, it kind of started.
Welcome to What the Drews, ladies and gentlemen, and we thank you for joining us tonight in our penultimate episode. I'm Austin Drews.
And I'm Tyler Schuster. In tonight's show, we discuss the 2 conference championships that were won this weekend and contemplate a potential conference shift.
But we start tonight's show with a 3-1 win for the men's soccer team that defeated the Concordia Bulldogs in a rematch from last year's conference championship. The GPAC tournament performance propelled the Broncos to the #1 overall seed in the national tournament, and they'll host Friends University on Saturday. Tyler, the Broncos looked stellar on the attack and only gave up 1 late goal because it came on a penalty kick in the GPAC final. What do you make of their performance the other night and their upcoming match? See that with different teams in the Great Plains Athletic Conference. Before Nebraska Wesleyan left to go D3, they were definitely a jump shooting team. I think Briarcliff has kind of emulated that a little bit. You look at the Broncos' numbers. They shot 54% from the field and 11 of 22 from 3. That's huge. And then on Briarcliff's case, they shot only 35% from the floor, but 15 of 44 from 3. So a lot of those jump shots just weren't falling, but they still hit 15 threes, which is a big one. The concern I have from the Broncos is they had 19 turnovers to Briarcliff's 15. I would like to see them take care of the ball a little better and perhaps force some more turnovers.
Bockel now back to attempt another punt. Had it blocked last time with a running into the kicker penalty, giving him a little bit more room. 4th and 2 for the Broncos. Bockel will get it away this time. Very short kick, though. Comes off a defender, and then is picked up by Hastings College. Minute 20 left, and the Broncos have it just outside of the red zone. So now Samaniego, play action, steps up in the pocket, throws over the middle, very low, caught by Noah Hausch. Great hands out of Noah Hausch, out of Lincoln North Star High School in Lincoln, Nebraska. Went down to grab that one about knee level. What a grab by Hausch. Broncos, no huddle. Thrown to Hausch again. Caught. Hastings College touchdown. Minute 03 left in the second quarter, and it's 26-17 Broncos.
Yeah, that's big to go from Briarcliff ball on the 3-yard line.
Sabaniego's got Curley deep. Curley past the 50, 45. Curley inside of the red zone. 10-5, touchdown, Hastings College. Ball comes loose. Curley jumps on it. It looks like it's still going to be whistled a touchdown. And the Broncos go 99 yards. 14:40 left. 41-25, Hastings College. What a turn of events off the interception and then the touchdown pass to Austin Curley.
Great job by Rich Williams. Gets down low. I didn't think he was going to be able to convert that one, but goes up. You see, he uses the body to create space. He initiates the contact, draws the foul, and then hangs and shoots it on the way down. A lot of the time, guys get a little bit too impatient, or they get their shot blocked because they don't create enough space from themselves. Rich Williams, a really smart scorer as he knocks down the free throw, gets the 3-point play. Okay, Northwestern goes out to that huge lead. They let Hastings right back in it. They have no one to blame but themselves. for one reason, Hastings has outworked them over the course of this run. Hastings has had more effort. They've taken better shots. They've hustled on the defensive end, and they've gotten offensive rebounds and creating second chance points. Northwestern has done none of those things, and that's why they find themselves trailing 1 now after being up 14-15 early. I can't even believe this play right now, Russell. Look at this. Rich Williams throws it ahead. Bad foul there by Tate Martin, and Williams just shows the athleticism, hangs for what seems like an eternity, and lays it in. Fantastic play to give the Broncos the lead, get the energy up from the student section a little bit. My goodness, what a play.